One thing that you may find uh, when you're in counseling is your your counselor won't believe you about um, what happens behind closed doors. You know, uh, for example, uh, the unmasking. You know what I'm saying? Like when they show the real self, uh, the the creature that lurks beneath, basically. Um, when you start talking about that reality, you may find yourself being invalidated, like as I was with my last counselor. She thought uh, everything I experienced with the narcissist behind closed doors was my imagination, and it wasn't my imagination um, at all. Um, so where do you go when no professional believes uh, what you've seen or what you've experienced? Where do you go to heal from that? For me, I just turned to making my own videos because I know what I saw, you know. So they're not going to unconvince me of the truth that happened to me. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not my own experience. They're not going to invalidate my own memories. You know what I'm saying? Um, not going to get gaslighted twice, you know, by uh, family and professionals. You know what I mean? Which is what I expected, though, from the professionals to invalidate um, how crazy it can get face to face with one of these creatures behind closed doors. You have to actually be face to face with it to believe it. You know what I mean? Um, but it's hard to prove it to anybody because everybody else just sees this fake nice person. You know what I mean? That's what everybody else sees is just this fake nice character. So it's very hard to prove that this fake nice character isn't the real them. You don't know the real them like I do, you know. Uh, you haven't seen the real them like I have, you know. Um, Shit that would traumatize you for decades, type of stuff, you know. Um, but yeah, I knew I'd get to this part eventually to face head on, the their facing of their real self that I fear. I do fear their real self or that creature underneath that they don't let out very often, you know? I fear that. I don't really fear the fake character. I fear what's underneath the fake character, the real person, And I think that's what I've always feared all these years is that. And that's why I kept my silence because uh, I know what uh, is underneath. You know what I mean? I know I know more than what other people are seeing. You know what I'm saying? But have to face this eventually. That evil entity that you saw behind closed doors. But anyways, if I can overcome this fear of what they really are, then I think I will heal a lot faster. Um, if I overcome the fear of their real self, you know, because I don't really fear their fake self, the fake persona. I know that's not them, um, but I don't really fear that fake nice character that just messes with you, basically. Um, I fear that brutal, mean, rageful character. So if I can overcome that fear, um, I think it'll be a big step for me, huge step, because that fear holds me back, you know, because it's a real fear, you know. Some people fear spiders and that kind of thing, but I fear what's underneath the narcissist's fake front. I fear that big time. That part of them that they try their best to keep under lock and key. You know what I mean? To not show. I fear that rageful entity that they're trying not to show, to everybody. But meanwhile, it's like I'm the only one that knows the secret of what's really underneath. So I have to keep my mouth shut, about uh, the entity or the demon or whatever you want to call it that is underneath the fake persona, you know. So, anyways, getting to the real gritty shit now. Yeah, really hardcore stuff. that I've pretty much avoided talking about for most of my life. um, that kind of scary shit. So, the kind of shit that'll shut you up for years and years and years. That kind of scary. So, anyways, have to overcome this fear that my body feels, my body still remembers. Um, no one's going to invalidate what I've seen and experienced firsthand. So, anyways, I do wish counselors were more trained in dealing with victims of this. They're not. They're not trained for this shit. This is way above what they know. Way above what they'll admit exists. Way above all that stuff. So, I don't know. I sometimes just think, why bother explaining it to another professional that will invalidate you again, you know. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say for this.